Morning and welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony for the African Descendants Military and Historical Museum. My name is Teresa Howard Johnson, and I am the Director of Administration and Board Secretary, and I'm also honored to be your Mistress of Ceremonies today, held on this historic Juneteenth Day. I first would like to recognize some of our key attendees, and forgive me if I don't have your name on my list. A lot of people kind of RSVP'd, and I didn't get everybody written down, so if I don't recognize you, I'll first have all of our elected officials kind of wave here, if you're elected officials. Thank you so much for coming out. I'd like to recognize Congresswoman Lauren Underwood, our Will County Executive, Jennifer Bertino-Tarrant, our Joliet Councilwoman, Jan Quillman. On behalf of State Representative Larry Walsh Jr., Communications Director Joshua McCluskey, Tanya Aris and Amy Sanchez from the Collins Street Neighborhood Council. Tanya is their president. And I don't see Mr. Christopher Parker here, but he is the president of ABBA and vice president of Wintrust. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your support on this momentous day. We really appreciate that. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Luther Johnson, the founder and president of History on Wheels.
She kissed me, y'all. I mean, I'm all right. Woo! I'm glad y'all. Do I need? I'll use the microphone, but I don't think I need it because I talk loud. But I will use it. Thank you, 1,000 thank you all for coming out. It has been a street fight. It has been a street fight to get to this moment, to stand up here on this makeshift deck and stairwell we made and the flags and the museum. It has been a street fight just to get to this day. January, about 6 months ago, this building was all boarded up. It was an eyesore. The community didn't like it. It was not where it is now. And someone asked me, they said, hey, why the groundbreaking now? Well, now we're able to have a groundbreaking because I couldn't have you guys hear the way the building looked. So I thank you all for coming out. I thank you for your support because it is going to be this building is going, in my opinion, is going to change the east side of Joliet. This is going to be one of the stops that people are going to come and see because of the things that we're doing. And it would not be possible without all you people here today. So give yourselves a round of applause. Now, sweetie, I don't know what I was supposed to be talking about. I'm sorry. You got to put me back on track. Am I supposed to be? I didn't know if you wanted to give a little word about Juneteenth. Okay, that's what I was supposed to be talking about. Sorry. That's where you got a wife to help me. When you find one, you find a good one. So, yes, Juneteenth. She took my thunder, but I'm going to steal it back. I'm a person that uses word pictures. And this is a word picture I want you to describe. Imagine our brothers and sisters enslaved, and it's warm. You're sitting under a tent. Imagine the uncomfortableness and the stickiness that you feel now. Imagine that, conceptualize that, and multiply it by every single day that you woke up. You feel like this, in the heat, in the rain, in the heat, in the rain. Now, I usually, when I speak about our brothers and sisters, when it comes to Juneteenth, I use a word picture, and one of the things I pick on the women a lot because you guys are easy to gross out because you're women. However, some are not. Imagine, ladies, wearing the same garments you have on right now every day for the next 30 days. You're not allowed to take a shower. You're not allowed to wash your hair. No VO5 around here today. That ain't happening. You're not allowed. Imagine that. This is what our brothers and sisters had gone through day in and day out. So Juneteenth, no, it did not end slavery for the country, but for those brothers and sisters that was in Galveston, Texas, Juneteenth was everything. They were free. So thus, we then captured that, and now we feel that freedom, those in the North that were already free, and encapsulated that, and we all now have become free. When I speak about Juneteenth, I'm not gonna take long. I got about 2 hours, baby, about to talk. I don't got 2 hours. Okay. All right, no 2 hours. All right. Can I get an hour and a half? About 7 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Okay. Juneteenth. I'm not going to talk about all the things that you know. You know about the General Granger going into Galveston, Texas, and he read General Order Number 3. You know about it. I'm not going to bore you with that because it's readily available information on the internet that you can read all the time. I'm not going to I don't have none of my. I'm not going to talk about the 1864 and 1863, January the 1st, Abraham Lincoln signed a document, the Emancipation Proclamation. I'm not going to talk about that because you can read that. What I want to do is this. I want you all to say to yourselves, what does Juneteenth mean to me? How is this day important to yourself? That's what I want to talk about briefly. For some, Juneteenth is a day of jubilee, and we go to the barbecue, and we have ribs, and we get to run around the neighborhood. For others, we get a day off of work. Bankers and, federal holiday. For some, it's a day that they want to take in and and personalize the atrocities that happen to our brothers and sisters. For me, Juneteenth is this. I put together what Juneteenth means for me. What it means for me may not be the same for you. So for me, the J in Juneteenth stands for Jubilee. It's a day that we are to be joyful. It stands for Jubilee. The U in Juneteenth is unity. It stands for a day that we need to unify all races and all cultures. The N stands for now. We need to do it now. The E in Juneteenth stands for equality. Everybody in here wants to be treated equal. Everybody in here wants to be treated the same. The T stands for togetherness. We need to be together. The E stands for equality. Again, we all need to be together and we all need to be equal. What am I missing? What's the next letter, baby? The E, thank you. The other E stands for everlasting. Everlasting. We all need to be together and we all need to be everlasting. What's my next letter? I'm sorry? And I want to hear y'all say it. I know it. And when do we need to do it? Now. Now. We need to do it now. And my next one is? T. And we need to do it together. And finally, H stands for how. That's what Juneteenth means for me. And with that, I want you all to capsulize and think about what does Juneteenth mean for you. And that's the real meaning of this holiday. It means different things for everyone. Yes, it has one meaning, but it should mean something special for you. And with that, I'm going to close, and I'm going to thank you again for attending, and all those who attending. I have Sandy from my Will County Historic Society. She's very pivotal in making this happen. Let's give Sandy a round of applause for being here and for helping me get this museum. Thank you again, and I'll see you around. sweetie.
Thank you to my husband. I just want to say that Luther has been a driving force for this incredible project. The building you see today had no windows. There was garbage all over the place. You won't get a chance to see it inside, but it's completely gutted inside. All gone. Great bones, though. So I also like to recognize Mr. Henry Smith because he didn't do it alone. And his assistant David. They are out here tirelessly in rain, shine, cold, warm. They had heaters in here in January. And so the building you see before you today is all their hands. Luther gave Miss Vasco a hand, but we would not have inherited this building if it had not been for her and the Will County Historical Society. We'd like to thank Supermercado Joliet for bringing out the truck today. So we want you to visualize what this building would look like, as my husband says, next Juneteenth. He's going to have it all together and ready. So we want to bring forth to you what the transformation process would look like. And I'm going to ask Luther to kind of give everybody an idea of what that timeline looks like. But my bonus son here is going to show you the mock-ups, which we have to give credit to our architect, Andy. See over here under the umbrella, these are his works. Where the talking man go? You want to show yet? We'll hold it.
This ain't gonna fall that easy.
Yeah. Give it to me.
I'll hold it.
I'll hold it. You're talking.
What do you want me to talk about? Okay, so the timeline here is we're pretty aggressive. This is a rendering of what we feel the building will look like once we're completed. We started that, as you can see a little bit of it, we started that shape. Basically, the whole facade of the building will be done over. It's going to be a deck here. We're going to have stairs. It's going to be a resource center in here. It's going to have everything that we feel this community needs to be successful. From we have a lot of men and women suffering from PTSD. They can't get the right information to find the right doctors to go to. We have people in the area that needs to have some kind of way to find real employment, not just send you to a temp agency and you get let go. We want real employment. We're going to have that here. I believe that our brothers and sisters that actually serve should have a leg up. Because the reason we're able to sit here today is because they paid the ultimate sacrifice, shot at, and treated really bad when they returned. So that's what this will look like. This is phase one that we're currently in. Architect Andy did these drawings for us, and he's been a really good helping me out and navigate through all the things that we want to do. So we're currently in phase one, which consists of gutting out the building. We'll be going to starting the other phase one, installing the bathrooms, the structuring, supporting all the structures. There's a lot of structure work that has to be done inside because the codes in Joliet are pretty strict, 100 pounds per square feet, whatever. We're going to do what they tell us to do so that we're compliant, so that when people enter the building, that they're safe and there's no issues. What else did you want me to do?
Okay. For the moment that we're all here for, the ceremonial groundbreaking.
All right.
So included in that ceremonial groundbreaking will be, and forgive me for not introducing you, is our Congresswoman Ventura, State Senator Ventura, our Congresswoman Lauren Underwood, and I don't see Stacey, he's not here. Cardenas? Caesar Cardenas? Okay. So, where do you want to go for the groundbreaking?
So, what we're going to do, yes. He's
Oh,
here.
Caesar's here on
Thank
the
you.
behalf of Caesar's, for Caesar and for Caesar. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So we are really informal here, guys. So y'all can relax and unloosen your tie over there, sir. We're really informal here. All right. Thank you. You know, we thank you. You had that tie on. You was making me hot. Thank you. All right. So what we're going to do is there's a little sandbar right here. We're going to have everybody stand up. I would like the Congresswoman. Right. We're going to have the Congresswoman and
Congresswoman Laura Underwood and Senator Ventura, if you'd like to say some words before we start.
And do we have anybody here representing on behalf of Mayor Darcy at this time? No. Okay. So, I didn't see you. There you go. Well, there's Darcy representation. So, what we're going to do is we're going to just basically, it's a photo op, and ceremonially, we're going to stick the shovel down in the dirt and move it, and then we'll allow Congresswoman to come back up, say a few words, and those who want to say a few words. Pardon me? You know I don't have my hearing aid in. Oh, for Caesar. And for those that speak for Caesar. So, thank you. All right, is that what you want to do now, organizers? Want to do that and then have them come back, sit down? Yes. Okay. If you guys will stand up, I'll grab the shovels and we'll go from there. All right. So, I tried to come and think of something to say, and I looked online and there was nothing to say. But dirty. So, Congresswoman, if you have something wonderful, I want to let you say it.
We want to be able to
this
hear.
is the beginning of a exciting partnership, and we congratulate the Johnsons on their visionary leadership in bringing us together on this Juneteenth holiday. May we all hope for an expeditious build out.
Thank you.
And we look forward to the grand opening.
Yes. All right. All right. So guys, on the count of three, just come in. I guess they want us to look at the cameras and do it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here with you today. I'm Representative Lauren Underwood. Oh, here we go. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's so good to be here with you today. I'm Representative Lauren Underwood, and I have the honor of representing the 14th District in Congress, which includes the city of Joliet. I want to thank History on Wheels for inviting me to be here for this exciting moment. This groundbreaking is so special as we celebrate the progress of the African Descendants Military and Historical Museum, a museum dedicated to honoring the contributions of African Americans in the military through the preservation of our history and to educate our community. It's especially meaningful that this will be the very first African American museum here in Joliet. And we get to celebrate this on Juneteenth, Freedom Day. Now, we know that many of the brave souls who fought for our freedoms, well, they didn't possess those freedoms themselves, but they endured and they sacrificed in the name of freedom, in the name of peace, and in the name of progress. African Americans in the military have made significant contributions to our country, and they protected our way of life. This museum will recognize their sacrifices and their achievements throughout history to the present day. In every way, today we are honoring those who tirelessly worked, endured, fought, and sacrificed in the name of freedom. Their stories and their legacies will serve as reminders of their resilience and their strength for generations to come. Thank you for sharing your vision with us, and thank you for sharing their journey and their legacy with all of us today. Congratulations. Happy Freedom Day. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Take good care. Thank you.
Senator Rachel Ventura.
Good morning. It is my honor to stand before you today to celebrate the groundbreaking of the African Descendant Military and Historical Museum. This momentous occasion marks a significant step in the preserving of the rich history and honoring the invaluable contributions of the African Americans who served in our nation's history and the broader cultural heritage. This museum will serve as a vital resource for educating future generations about the profound impact of African Americans have had on our nation's history. By showcasing these stories and achievements, we ensure that the sacrifices and accomplishments of the African Americans are not only preserved, but also celebrated and remembered. The creation of this museum is a testament to the dedication and the hard work of many individuals who have tirelessly worked to bring this vision to life. Your efforts to ensure that these important narratives are shared with the world, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for the pivotal role African Americans have played in shaping our nation. Highlighting Black history is essential because it provides a more comprehensive and accurate account of our shared past. It helps us understand the complexities and the nuances of African history, acknowledging both the struggles and the triumphs of African Americans. By learning more about Black history, we can better appreciate the diverse contributions that have enriched our society and recognizing the systematic challenges that still need to be addressed today. This knowledge fosters empathy, respect, and commitment to justice and equality. As we break ground today, we lay the foundations for a space that will inspire pride and recognition. This museum will become a cornerstone for our community, a place where we can reflect on our past, or celebrate our present, and look forward to a brighter future tomorrow together. It will be a beacon of knowledge and inspiration, reminding us of the strength, the resilience, and contributions of African Americans throughout history. In addition to celebrating this groundbreaking, it is fitting to reflect on the importance of Juneteenth. I was asked to say a little bit about Juneteenth, which it was interesting for me. Juneteenth, also known as Emancipation Day, commemorates the day on June 19th of 1865, when Union soldiers arrived in Galveston, Texas, and announced the end of the Civil War and the freedom of all enslaved people. This was more than 2 years after Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation had formally freed slaves in the southern states. Juneteenth serves as a powerful reminder of the struggle for freedom and equality that African Americans have endured and the progress that has to be made since that historic day. Juneteenth celebrates not just about remembering of the end of slavery, but also about recognizing the ongoing fight for civil rights and justice. These celebrations foster a deeper understanding of our collective history and highlight the enduring spirit and resilience of the African American community. They are a testament of the importance of liberty, justice, and equality for all. Moreover, we must address the gap in understanding how government can serve all of its people. From the historical gap between the emancipation of slaves and the widespread awareness of their freedom to the present day information gap of civic engagement, our journey continues. We must actively work to educate individuals about their rights and the responsibilities as citizens. This includes promoting civic education in schools, providing accessible resources for learning about government processes and policies, for fostering open dialogue about civic engagement within our communities, and so much more. By empowering people with knowledge, we can empower them to actively participate in their government, advocating for change, and ensure that the principles of equality and justice are upheld for all. Let us commit to closing this gap and building a society where every voice is heard and every person is empowered to shape their own future. We are here today not only to celebrate the groundbreaking, but also acknowledge the hard work and the dedication that has gone into making this project a reality. It is through this unwavering commitment that we can ensure these stories are told and these achievements are honored, and that this history is preserved for generations to come. In closing, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to everybody who was involved in making this remarkable project. Your vision and dedication are truly commendable. We look forward to celebrating and supporting the ongoing, the future works of the museum, and together we can ensure that the legacy of the African Americans is honored and remembered for all time. With that, it is my honor to provide this recognition from the state. Luther, Trudy, So this is just in recognition of celebrating this groundbreaking ceremony and celebration, commends them for providing the community with preserving history and honoring the contributions of African Americans, and extends its congratulations, best wishes of the momentous occasion, signed by myself as well as President Darn Harmon.
Thank you.
Councilman Guerrero, would you like to say something on behalf of Caesar Cardenas?
So, hello everyone. Cesar Guerrero, Joliet City Council at large. So I'm afraid that Councilman Cesar Cardenas, who is the councilman for District 4 here, had a schedule conflict, so he asked me to come in his stead. So I won't be quite as polished as our last two speakers, as I didn't know I was speaking until a few hours ago. But I can, speak from the heart. I can speak from experience because while I serve at large, I live around the corner here. So this is, I feel in many ways that this is my home district because this is the neighborhood that I've grown up in. And I've seen the Cassidy house here go through its tumultuous saga. And like many of the residents here who are with us today, I've seen the kind of unfortunate state that it was left in for some time. And so this is a joyous occasion for not only myself, but everyone here who lives in the area to be able to see this building, this space transformed into something, and it transformed into something so positive and meaningful for the community. On this day of Juneteenth, I want to think about the fact that America is a mosaic. It's made up of many different stories from different perspectives from people from all across the world. And when we look at this museum, I want to remember that African American history, that Black history is American history, and that American history can't be told unless every story is told, unless every perspective is told. And in a moment, when we look at across the country, books being banned, schools being challenged on what history is and what can be taught, it's important that we are able to preserve these histories and to have them told, because if we don't tell our own stories, then who will? If we don't speak up for ourselves and be able to preserve and to tell the stories of our ancestors, of our family members, then nobody else will do it for us. And that's why it's so important, why it's so impactful and significant to have this history open up here today. I'm fortunate enough to be part of the planning process, to see this go from the committee level up to the full council, to see the many community stakeholders that were involved in bringing this to fruition. So I want to give a thank you to everybody who's been a part of this process, and we look forward to being here 1 year from today to see the museum in full swing, and Tell everybody that if they weren't here today, they need to get down here and see the site for themselves and see the amazing work that's being done here. Luther, we've been in touch, and we'll continue to be in touch. And I want to see the site prosper. I'm especially moved by your vision of having this be not just a museum, but a community center, a place where people can come to get those resources. And yeah, there we go. So that we know that this site is not just for telling our stories, for not just telling history, but also to tell what our future entails. So thank you to
Will County Executive Jennifer Bertino-Tarrant.
Well, good morning, everyone. What a wonderful day to celebrate another monumentous event here in the city of Joliet. It's really been an exciting time. There seems to be a lot of energy here in Joliet, kind of a little bit of a new... There we go. How about this? I'll take this. A little bit of energy and motivation that's been going on, and this is just another example. So I'm proud to serve as the Will County Executive, and while this is, Joliet just represents one community of a larger community, 700,000 proud. I just want to share a little bit why I serve as the county executive, and it's for reasons like this. We talk about elections, and this is not a political speech, but we talk about elections and the importance of elections because your elected representatives have their own compass, moral compass of what they think is important, and remembering our history is important. I am proud to say that the Will County building flies the pride flag because it's the E in equality. I am proud to say that we have a proclamation honoring this day because it's about equality. And I think we need to remember, and I've had hard conversations with people arguing, why do you have that flag up? Why are you taking the time to celebrate these important events? I've had conversations where people say, I feel like I have to apologize because I'm a white person. And these are those tough conversations we have that I get the opportunity to say, this is not about apology, this is about understanding. And we have to understand, and we become better people when we understand, because what do we know when we don't understand? We repeat the path. So I am grateful that we have a community, the Collins Street, Luther and his family. I've driven by here. This is a nice thoroughfare to the rest of the county. I have driven by here and seen Luther and another gentleman, 2 people here working. And it is amazing. And I said this yesterday, and Rachel, you're going to hear me repeat me saying this because I was at another community event. Being an elected official has made me a better person because it has opened my eyes to so many things and opportunities that maybe everyday people don't think about. So I am grateful to stand here. I am grateful for people who I'm surrounded with, and I'm grateful that we have a community that is committed to restoring a building so we can remember history. So thank you very much for having me. Can I just hand it to you? How's that?
Yeah, that works. Thank you so much. All right. Well, as we conclude our ceremony, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to all of our attendees. I would like to thank everyone who spoke and your kind words. They give us just the energy we need to continue with this project. I would also like to acknowledge our board of directors. So if you're a board director, can you please stand so everyone can see you? I'm getting, we have a representative from Mayor Darcy? Yes.
How can we forget our fight?
Our councilwoman, Ms. Jan Quillman.
We didn't forget about it.
Oh, thank you, Luther. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. This is quite an event here for Joliet, and I want to thank Luther and his wife for everything that they've done here. Unfortunately, the mayor could not be here today, and I'll be brief, but I want to say what a fabulous speech that Councilman Guerrero gave. I mean, I cannot expand on that, but everything he said I totally agree with. This was quite the project, but I see it as a big destination place, especially, hopefully, this will be ready in 2026 so that when we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Route 66, this will be a side destination place for people coming through our city. So it's about time that we had some representation on the east side and the beautiful museum here, and I'm very excited about it. It was a controversial thing in the beginning, but I voted yes for it, and thank goodness it came true. And also I want to recognize Susanna Ibarra, who is very councilwoman, District 5. Everybody should know her, but you should know that you're here. We're all here. We support. Everybody couldn't be here today, but we are here representing the city council. So again, Luther, thank you so much. Good luck, everybody, and happy Juneteenth.
As my wife said, that was the end of the thing. But I cannot let the ceremony end without acknowledging 2 individuals who's always been humble and meek and never say anything. They just smile and wave. I would like my Cassidy descendants to stand. The 2 Cassidy descendants. Let's give them applause. These two, there's a story behind those two, and I won't bore you, but they hijacked me here on a really cold day and came in, and we became best of friends. Those are direct descendants from George Washington Cassidy, their great-great-great-grandfather. Again, thank you guys for attending, and they've been very supportive in everything that we've done. So with that said, that's it. So now we got to do some housekeeping. So the next order of business is that we're having a fashion show and comedy show at the Joliet Historical Museum. It's 204 Ottawa. That starts around 5 p.m. and ends around 8. Also, if I have any Harris Casino representatives in here, thank Harris they helped us out. They helped our comedian with a room. Let's give Harris a shout out. So if anybody, I said it for him. So that starts around 5 o'clock. If you have time, I know some of you want to go home and freshen up and meet us over there. We have the exhibits. I just put a few tad bits of things of what you expect to see when you come in the museum. That's just one Tupperware. I got many more. So that if you want to walk around and check that out, and we have people out here that's smarter than me that can answer any questions about it. So other than that, that's it. And sweetie, you got anything else?
I just wanted to acknowledge Miss Sheila White. She is one of our board members, but this is her team, Road to Eternity Media. So we appreciate them coming out in this hot weather, filming all of this, and she's been archiving stuff for us so that we have the history and it's on display when the museum opens next year. But that's it. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for coming out. Hope to see you this evening.
I am very, very excited about this museum. There are very few things that are specific to the Black community in Joliet, and while I see Black businesses and a lot of things shrinking, and it upsets me to see this, it is so exciting. It is very exciting, and that is the thing I've talked to the new economic development director about reviving Black businesses and bringing back Black businesses. But this right here is monumental. I'm so overwhelmed. I love it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy about this. And it has really come a long way in a short amount of time under Luther taking it over. It just really looks amazing. He's doing a great job.
This is a great news that when we first heard about it during the neighborhood council meetings, and it was wonderful. And I welcome you being the presiding committee woman of this part of the Joliet. And we are gonna bring you support of any kind. Also, it could be a little bit of more education for our kids and history. I'm also I have another hat. I'm a Joliet District 86 school board member at large. So being that I'm the school district board member, I have mentioned some of the kids that we're going to have a museum about Black history and to our community. So I'm very excited, and again, I welcome you, and you have our support from all the east side of Joliet.
So I have a two-part response. So number one, having grown up and born and raised in Joliet all my life, having spent a great deal of my time down here in these particular neighborhoods, from a local standpoint, having this building here represents identity for so many young people, so many Black and brown kids that need an opportunity to learn about the significance of the past, significance of history, so they not only can see themselves, but see the many bright people that have gone before them, that they know nothing about, that they can now go into a place right in their neighborhood and to be able to walk in and get that knowledge and information. That's number one. Number two, the economic driver. Because we're business, because we're commerce, we need this to be a pillar for the entire county and the entire state. We believe people across the United States will come here. Not only will they come in for this museum, but they will come here and they will be acquainted with all the many things that's here, not only in Joliet, but the county. So this is very, very important for us, and we're excited. And now I'm urging everybody to get behind it and make sure that we see this thing come to fruition.
We are so appreciative to have the African American Museum of Descendants of Slavery and Military, as Luther has so proficiently named it, because this is a legacy community. This community has a rich history, not just for the Latino community, but also the Black community, as well as the Italian and the Serbian communities, the Irish communities. And this is a great honor and a privilege to be able to celebrate the Black culture and the Black community right here in not just the city of Joliet, but right here in the Collins Street area. We're happy to support and happy to celebrate.
We are here at this wonderful site here with preparing to present to this city an historical Army Museum, and we are so honored to be here. I am Pastor Lonnie E. Posley Sr. from New Canaan Land Christian Church here at 225 East Clinton Street, Joliet, Illinois. It is such an honor to be here, and for history, when we fail to remember where we have come from, we're going to be doomed for our present. And so it's a wonderful thing to know that we made marked impacts within the time of war, in the time of serving our country. And so I am just so honored to be here today, and I thank God for this great opportunity.
My name is Sandy Vasco. I'm the director of the Will County Historical Museum and Research Center, and that's in Lockport, Illinois. We have been known over the 50 years of our existence for saving buildings and restoring them. We have a village of restored buildings. But when we were offered this building, it was more than we've ever seen before, but the potential was so great. And the second thing we knew is that we have so very little information about the Black community in Joliet, the Black community in the county. We have a few things, but we realized we were missing 30 to 40% of our history, and a Black museum was needed. I think that it was fate that we met Luther. He came into the museum to talk about his 501c3, HOW, History on Wheels, and I was amazed. And I'd known Luther for a while. But when I asked him, I said, gee, you only have a van. Wouldn't you like a building? And he said, oh, well, I would like a building, but I don't have one. And I said, but I have one, and you can have it. And this is perfect. And I feel that it was fate, made in heaven, whatever you want to say. But once he grabbed onto it, I knew it was going to work. And I am so proud and so happy. And here's where the rest of our Black community's history will be.
We are representing our family, and we feel that the mission of this event and what's going to be taking place in this museum, we entirely support. And it's also important to us that we have something tangible from our family. George Washington Cassate was a great-great-great-great-grandfather, and so we're very proud of him as well.
Yeah, just want to echo that Black history is all of our history, and our fates are entwined, and we're so excited about how this home is being used to educate folks about that.
This is going to be a Juneteenth that I will probably remember the rest of my life. Today was the official groundbreaking of the museum that we're going to be opening, and we commemorated it on Juneteenth, sort of the day that our brothers and sisters learned that they were free. And so I felt it could not be a better day to commemorate this building in honor of them and their struggle for freedom. So I would not forget this Juneteenth for the African Descendant Military Historical Museum ground opening.